Pimax Crystal Super is the PCVR Clarity King, while Play for Dream is the wireless micro OLED playground. Which one should you go for? Let's take a closer look. At a glance, these two are very different beasts. Crystal Super is a wired PCVR monster. It's the highest resolution consumer headset with the highest clarity I've ever seen at home. And in my opinion, it's also the most comfortable Pimax headset that I've tried of them all. Pimax Crystal Super will reward a high-end gaming with jaw-dropping visuals, and yes, it asks for a serious GPU in return. Play for Dream is the first standalone micro OLED headset that actually tempts me away from a cable for wireless PCVR. It has official virtual desktop support, Wi-Fi 7, eye tracking with auto IPD and dynamic foveated rendering, color pass-through that's actually fun to use, and a surprise, the Dreambox for dual device big screen streaming. The standalone store is a nice bonus, but it's the wireless PCVR capability that's the main reason to buy it. A side note that I speak directly to both Pimax and Play for Dream, and I managed to get discounts for both of these headsets specifically for you, my audience. So after watching this video, depending on which headset you choose to go with, make sure to get those discounts in the video description and in pinned comment. Now let's zoom in on the specs and see what makes your eyes go wow in both of these headsets. Crystal Super runs 3840 by 3840 per eye and uses aspheric glass lenses with a big sweet spot and minimal edge distortions. There's a very faint Mura if you're picky, but it's way less annoying than distortions on many similar devices. But the big sweet spot is what sells this headset for me. I can just put it on and start playing without fidgeting to try to make it stay in the correct spot for me to see everything in the sharp way and not have any blurriness. Play for Dream pushes 3840 by 3552 per eye, very close to Pimax Crystal, almost indistinguishable, and it has dual micro OLED. Blacks are deep, colors pop, and the clarity is absolutely excellent, especially for a wireless one. But the pancake lenses have a noticeably smaller sweet spot when you compare it to Crystal Super. Also, you are very likely to notice chromatic aberration as soon as you put on the headset for the first time, but luckily you can fix it in the menu. In terms of FOV or field of view, Crystal Super feels wide and open. By feel, I would say it's about 115 to 120 horizontally, which in my opinion is excellent. I mean, that's what you get when the headset is this much physically bigger. But the catch is lower binocular overlap, or in other words, the images that your right and your left eyes see are quite a bit different from one another. So you can see more of the field of view, hence the 120 degrees field of view, but the low binocular overlap makes the image be less consistent and a little bit less comfortable if you close your right and your left eye, and some people are bothered by this more than others. Personally, I'm okay with that because this is the Pimax way, to be honest. They always go for the maximum field of view that they can get away with at the expense of this overlap. Either way, it still looks good and it doesn't feel like looking through the tunnel at all. Very spacious. Play for Dream has a more natural for VR, a roomy FOV by the feel, about 102, 104 horizontal. Definitely a noticeable difference from Pimax, but it's still better than Quest 3. You can see the edges, but the tunnel vision is not annoyingly small. Not the widest, but it is comfortable for the eyes. Plus, the headset is physically smaller too. The performance. Crystal Super is a wired PCVR headset that demands 4090 GPU. It can run on less, but in my opinion, Crystal Super would be wasted on that. So I definitely recommend you have a powerful PC to match it if you're considering Crystal. Play for Dream shines as a wireless PCVR client with virtual desktop. You don't necessarily need 4090 here. Wireless PCVR with virtual desktop scales well with your PC and your network. It actually feels smoother than Quest 3 on the same rig. The real ceiling is battery life and your Wi-Fi quality, but not the GPU. The battery life is only 1 hour, so a battery pack is a must. And if you do run it on a monster GPU, then you can push higher bitrate and resolution. It's optional, not mandatory. So my verdict is that if you already own 4090 or higher, Crystal Super will reward that power like nothing else on the market right now. But if you want wireless PCVR and all the freedom that comes with it while still having your games look high-end, then Play for Dream is the easy win here. Tracking and controllers. Both headsets run inside out 6 degrees of freedom tracking with included controllers, which feels really good on both of them. I didn't notice any issues with either, and also both headsets have eye tracking that handles auto IPD adjustment and unlocks dynamic foveated rendering. But here's where they split. Crystal Crystal Super offers a true precision upgrade path. You can buy and swap Lighthouse faceplate, and if you have the base stations and index controllers, you'll get a perfectly tracked headset, which is ideal for, well, Beat Saber precision, but mainly sim racer. Play for Dream doesn't include that kind of a Lighthouse update. It doesn't really include those kind of upgrades, but it does have hand tracking out of the box. So hand tracking might not be the most essential feature for PCVR, but it is an additional, pretty intuitive way to navigate the menus, and there are some games that support it on the standalone mode. Still, if you kind of want to keep using your index controllers and you have your base stations set up, then it's easier for you to transition using a new Crystal Super. As for comfort, Crystal Super, I've mentioned that it's out of all the Pimax headsets that I have tried, Pimax Crystal Super is the most comfortable that they've made yet. First of all, it's the smallest one they've made yet. I feel like it's better balanced, and it finally allows me to play in VR for, let's say, over an hour without complaining, right? And without even having a VR face. But still, I can't call it the most comfortable headset because obviously it is probably, you know, one of the largest headsets that you can find out there, and they're obviously prioritizing functionality over form factor. I don't think you would be playing any active games on this thing. Play for Dream, even though it's quite a bit smaller and lighter, it does have some comfort complaints floating around this headset, and mainly because of the way this facial cushion is built, it just doesn't sit very comfortable on your face. And personally, I had to mod it with a top strap because I just can't use headsets that don't have a top strap because of all the pressure that goes on your face. So yeah, this top strap helped me a lot, but don't expect just put it on and forget kind of comfort without tweaking. You will need to mod it once you buy it. So yeah, neither of these headsets are super comfortable. To be honest, it's hard to even recommend one because comfort is such a subjective thing. Personally, right now, Pimax Crystal Super is a little bit more comfortable for me because it already has the top strap, and I feel like the face cushion is bigger than this one. But Play for Dream are working on producing a new one, so we will see then. They might actually solve their problem very soon. As for audio, both headsets have built-in audio, but their quality differs. So the speakers on Play for Dream are pretty weak, and especially at higher volumes, and when you hear the bass, you can just hear that the quality is not really good. You will notice that it drops and it's just not very pleasant, but still, it does have an audio solution. As for Pimax, the speakers that come out of the box also is not quite perfect. I would say it's almost the same as the Play for Dream, but once again, they offer an optional DMS floating audio upgrade if you want to level up. And just because of that optional upgrade to get the best audio without needing to put a pair of headphones over your ears, Pimax wins because of this optional upgrade, the path that they offer if you want to pay extra. Now for the VR experiences that you can have with these headsets. Crystal Super is for PCVR purists. Steam VR, OpenXR, Oculus Rift compatibility. Crystal Super is for those who want to sit at their PC and melt their eyeballs, in the good way, into their favorite PCVR games at the top quality that their GPU can offer them. Play for Dream is for you to kick back on the couch and turn your room into, a big screen essentially. Although it's still amazing for PCVR, don't get me wrong. You still can play PCVR games wirelessly, which is a huge deal because of the high quality that you will get with that. But still, I feel like Play for Dream was built around the standalone, wireless and standalone 2 first. It's not just about gaming, it's also about media consumption. So it has the official virtual desktop support, Wi-Fi 7, and you don't need to think about cables. That's a good vibe. But still, media is a powerful selling point here versus Pimax Crystal. It also has a full color pass-through that's actually pretty enjoyable to use, a couple of little add-ons. It has a small but growing catalog of VR app standalone games. But even with that, you can still find a really nice little collection of media tools where you can watch 3D movies, you can watch 180, 360 videos, you can record your own 3D videos and take 3D spatial pictures. So these are a lot of extras that go into this on top of already also being a pretty awesome PC PCVR headset. And interestingly, not so long ago, Pimax Crystal also tried to do the same, to be this all-in-one headset, but their form factor just really didn't let them go that far. And I'm glad that they are not really going in that direction, because Pimax Crystal is simply a better PCVR headset than any other offering that they could provide. And I think finally they are focusing on that one strength. So Pimax Crystal Super doesn't try to be the sharpest PCVR monitor for your face. Crystal Super feels more purpose-built for modded sims, heavy visuals, and long VR sessions. But if your plan is to go watch a 3D movie, bounce into a game, play your favorite PCVR games on a couch, then Play for Dream makes that flow very frictionless. Of course, the battery is still the very obvious downside of Play for Dream, because it's just about an hour, and you still need to reach for a power bank, while Crystal Super, it's a marathon. You go for as long as you want, you have your cable, you don't worry about anything. What makes the Play for Dream an even more powerful media device is that this little Dreambox, which you buy separately, might I say. It's a wireless streaming plug that lets you bring up to 2 devices into your space at the same time. USB-C for one and HDMI for the other. And you can pin them as giant, stable 6 degrees of freedom screens wherever you want. Think PC plus your phone, Steam Deck plus your tablet, floating in 2 theater-sized windows that you can glance between. But even if you just stream one device, you can play any flat screen game on a 500H 4K monitor, which is insanely cool. Crystal Super doesn't have the Dreambox analog, but it doesn't need one to begin with, I think. The whole proposition of Pimax Crystal is pure VR. There's no second battery to manage, that's this one purpose-built headset. While Play for Dream feels like a whole room system. It's a space that you can, band around the media and multi-source streaming. So yeah, it's not a rig. Play for Dream is a room system, while Crystal Super is the precision instrument that disappears the moment you load into the world. It transports you to that world, you forget you're even wearing a headset. So really, which one is better depends entirely on the kind of night you want to have. If you live for mixed reality screens and wireless flexibility, then Dreambox can turn your Play for Dream into a living room Swiss Army knife that you can still play PCVR with. And if you live for long, demanding PCVR sessions where clarity and consistency trump everything else, then Crystal Super is the way to go. Now, if you strip the marketing gloss and look at what your money actually buys, these two land in very different psychological buckets. Crystal Super feels like a high-end PCVR rig, while a Play for Dream prices itself like a premium Vision Pro style standalone that also happens to be an excellent wireless PCVR client. Pimax Crystal Super runs on a split price model called Prime. You can pay an upfront $799 and then a Prime fee of $936 later. So the total is $1,735 at the moment of this recording. And that package includes the headset and 2 controllers. Returns are accepted within the 14 days, and there are upgrade credits. If you own an original Crystal, you get like $399 in credits, and if you want to exchange your Crystal Lite, that's $200. So in other words, the barrier to getting in on your face is $799, and you settle the rest once you make sure that you want to keep it. It's really nice that you can try it out for much less than the full price. So if the cash flow matters to you, or you just want to really try it before you commit, you do have that 14-day window where you don't have to pay the full price, and you can get your refund if you choose to return it. Play for Dream is simpler but pricier. So this mixed reality headset is $2,000, and it includes the 2 controllers in the box, but it doesn't include the Dreambox. It's sold separately for another $300. The thing that separates them most from Crystal Super is the return policy. Instead of the 14 days, no questions asked return shipping assurance, the Play for Dream returns are only accepted for verified hardware defects. So you will get no refunds if you simply, changed your mind or you decided that this headset is not for you. There is a standard warranty for 1 year on the headset and controllers, but no return policy if you're simply, don't like the headset, but it works fine. And that can be a deal breaker for a lot of people, especially for that price. So what do those dollars actually unlock? That's put it all together. About $1,700 for Crystal Super gets you the sharpest PCVR you can realistically own today. A big sweet spot with aspheric lenses, controllers included, and a store policy that allows you to return this headset. If later on you decide to get even better precision, you can upgrade and buy a Lighthouse plate, and you can even spend another $100 for superior audio attachment. Or you can spend $2,000 on Play for Dream, or $2,200 if you also want to get the Dreambox, and you will get micro OLED panels, deepest blacks, color pass-through, wireless PCVR that feels really high-end with official support for virtual desktop, Wi-Fi 7, and a uniquely powerful 2-device mixed reality theater that you can drop anywhere in your living room. And of course, also standalone capabilities of Play for Dream, like taking videos, taking photos, watching those spatial videos, or 360-degree videos. You're basically paying a Vision Pro style premium for a mixed reality and media-centric experience that also streams PCVR shockingly well without any wires and without the need to buy into Apple's ecosystem. So finally, who should pay for these headsets? If your happy place is PCVR like Microsoft Flight Simulator, DCS, Formula 1, Half-Life Alyx mods, and you already own a top-tier GPU, then Crystal Super is going to be a better value for you. But if most of all you value comfort and freedom that comes with wireless PCVR, plus you like to spend your evenings in media, mixed reality, 3D movies, and dual screen couch setup, or playing, your flat screen games on a giant, beautiful, crystal clear 4K 500-inch huge screen, then you want Play for Dream. You're going to buy the whole package here. Just make sure you're comfortable with the defect-only return policy, and keep in mind that it's not quite super comfortable right out of the box and you will need to mod it. And Dreambox can be justified too for $300, but only if you actually use those MR tricks often. Otherwise, if those features are just gonna sit around, then you're gonna be overpaying. So the right choice is whichever matches how you actually play. Let me know how you play in the comments, and remember that I have discount codes for both of these headsets, so whichever one you choose to buy, use one of these codes in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you'd like to watch a deep dive on either Play for Dream or Pimax Crystal, I reviewed both of them in detail, so make sure to watch those videos next, and I will see you there!